I'm not proud of, but I mean, it is what it is.
It is what
Sanguines plan a lot and never get to fulfill many of them. If you are there and in a marriage and your husband has promised you heaven and earth,
yes,
and has please forgive him.
Yes.
that is his personality. But please, I also tell the husband that he should fulfill some of those plans.
Mm-hmm.
But for them, they are good at that. They promise everything. They are people of an image. They are people who want to show off. When they are in meetings, probably, or in a meeting somewhere, they put all the gadgets on table. For them, they are big on image. You know, when they put on somewhere, they want you to compliment them and say, that's good. If you don't compliment them, they may get depressed. Anyhow,
wow.
You know, there are people who, but they're cheerful people. They don't love dull moments. There are people who, of hype. There are people, they are the lives of the party. You've heard that statement.
Yes.
I'm the life of the party. When they show up, party time.
The party starts.
You know, they don't like serious business.
They change the mood of the party.
They change the mood of the party. They are happy people. They have.
And sometimes you find moments. Like the colleagues or people they know.
Yes.
Before the person has arrived, like it's boring. They're like, but who is this? Is he coming?
You must
have you called him?
Yeah, you must be knowing some of those guys in the company who you know that chatterbox. They're always causing conversations and funny stories, and they find you moody and whatever. And then, you know, and by the way, there's a way they do their things also that you see that those guys, they will always come late to work. But because they have relationships with the boss, they start with the boss. Hello, boss. How are you? How was the weekend? Now for you, everybody's fearing the boss. So they come late and they leave early because they have a relationship with the boss. They will not be fired. But for it. Anyway, those melancholy. Are sanguines. Sanguines are. The
melancholy have to come early.
They are full of energy. They are cheerful people. They are outgoing. They are jovial. They don't love low moments. They are, you know. They talk about everything. They talk about everything. They don't allow they know something. You know some of those guys.
Yes.
Who don't give up that they don't know about. They will tell you. They will try and make an attempt.
They will have a solution. They always have a solution.
They have an answer for you know, a scenario about law. They have an answer for accounting. They have an answer for medicine.
Not even one, but different options for you to choose.
You know, for them that's the life for them. They don't keep quiet. They'll talk about anything at any time. Those are sanguines.
How do they handle challenges when they face them?
You know, there are people who probably you may not even be able to know. Because for them, they don't love dull moments. When things are going south, you know, they'll try to crack jokes. They'll try to, you know, make it look like, it's not a serious thing to be. You know, they'll try to find something that will lighten up the mood. Rather than they don't like sad moments,
rather
they don't like
keeping quiet and buried into challenges,
happiness, they love excitement,
and depressed into them.
That is them.
They try to downplay and
for them, They are people of the image. They are people of the image. They take selfies everywhere. At a restaurant, they are Mr. Update. They update about everything when they are going to board the plane. You must know. For the sanguine, you must know. Who are you? Where are you? How don't you know that this guy on TikTok, on Twitter, their Twitter handle? Even let me tell you. I'm one of them because I also love sharing my flyers on my status to tell people to watch the show. Yes. I love to put them on TikTok when I do a function somewhere. And I'm like, hey guys, it's been going down, MC Mwalim.
But that's definitely how we look for an MC, if you're a melancholy, if your biggest part is really like...
I do not know even. I think that actually in a sense speaks to the things we love doing and we get to be able to do. Because,
I believe so.
You know, there are public speakers who are melancholics. I think you can see this in everything they do. If a melancholic person is a public speaker, definitely will not do without the slides. Definitely will not want to show up on the podium without the script. But you know, sanguine would love to, probably they will rehearse it and they will come to the podium and want to, of course, stay again for the show. A guy who speaks to the script without looking at the script. But they want it that way because they express themselves with hands, with what?
The way how the audience responds to different speakers, you can tell maybe the speaker is of this street. Because I believe I can imagine a melancholy, you'd find the audience is quiet, following,
dot by dot. But some guys dozing also because it is as it was, so it is. It's like the Gloria. But we know a sanguine will drop a joke, will we'll go off the script a bit and then come back. I hope they don't go completely, because it's possible for that. They can drift away in a conversation.
Where do we put preachers? Oh, no, let us first finish all then I'll ask you some of the professionals.
Now, each and every profession or calling or whatever,
yes,
definitely if a person is innately of that personality, it will come out.
It will come out.
There are preachers who preach and is to the text. It is the text and nothing but the text. Meaning, I really am of the inclination that people, preachers, wherever, preach the true gospel. They remain true to the text. Handle the Bible carefully and faithfully. They don't say what they want to say, but say what the Bible says to the people that first received the word, to how it comes to us and the right application. But, you know, there are giftings. These personalities, you can call them that way. That it's what we have also. You must see some people who still are faithful teachers.
Yes.
But there's a way I've seen them in the church where I pray. I mean, there's a way they bring in, you know, subtly, the jokes, and there's a way they come through very well. They don't take long, but one or two things are actually through the application that are jokey about, but they still remain on course. But, you know,
comedians,
definitely they have that of a sanguine in there.
Yeah.
But definitely we have, like I mentioned, what we shall see at the end is that nobody has only one personality trait. We score highly on others, yet still come with others following in the different percentages. For example, there are major personalities and minor personalities. I may be high on sanguine, but I know that I also love a program. There are times actually I was writing in a Signaline shorthand book every day's activities. Even now I use my sticky notes on the laptop. I also love organized things. Sometimes when I'm preparing for functions with people, I want to meet Teva Gole, have a conversation with them, know a little more about them, you know, if I can be able to visit the venue, if I can get to hear their expectations. Now, the quick thing to think about for a sanguine would be receive the money on mobile money, or it's sent on your account on the bank, and then show up on the day. But you can't do that. That's so unprofessional. So you be sanguine this, and then another, choleric maybe comes, if sanguine is 40, choleric comes 30, or melancholic 30, then another 20%, then another 10%. And a person is made up of all the personalities. They just are different.
It's just a balance.
But
there's someone who narrated, it was actually a clip that a guy used to record things, expenditure especially, in his dating life.
That is a melancholy.
With the girlfriend. Sure. And things didn't work out. So the guy was presenting and like, we've dated for 1 year, we've spent this, and most of this we spent it on maybe like dinner, on gifts. So
definitely that's a melancholic person, because for them every coin counts. This of you don't just spend money. You don't just spend money. You go to a coffee shop or at a restaurant and you check out the prices. That you talk about how the taxes are high. True, how the coffee itself in the restaurant is high. And the next thing, actually, you may decide not to drink the coffee. You say, you know what? These guys are not going to steal our money. They're not going to cheat us when we are.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. For them, that is life.
The fourth one, Martin.
The fourth one is a phlegmatic. Phlegmatics, you've seen these calm people. They're so collected. They're introverted mostly. There are people who are high on relationships. There are people who don't want conflict or trouble. There are people who are careful. There are people who will do anything. They don't want to get into trouble. They love to play a subtle back role. They don't like offering themselves to volunteer. Those kinds of people. They are lazy, I should say. That they are also lazy people. There are people who don't speak a lot. You see, like we are doing this show.
Yes.
We have been talking a lot, laughing and whatever, chatting up. And then you ask a phlegmatic, how was the show? They will just say it was okay. But now also, if you want to be disappointed, if you have done a training, it's been a very powerful training, and you want to actually get someone to give a closing remark, and you choose a sanguine, Now, sanguines, for them being people who speak about, everything about even what they don't know. They will even, if you want to be disappointed, because they will say things even that you didn't say.
That you didn't
but
say.
Because for them they are people of the show. They will, oh my God, they will take the opportunity and they will say everything that you didn't even say, and they will, but anyway.
So those are the four. I'll request the producer if he has some images that we can use to kind of look at the physicality, the physical appearances, and try to match them with the personalities. I'll ask the producer to actually project for us those images.
That'd be good.
If they're available. But going back to the four personalities, like you've clearly put out, yes, we've seen the strength and the weakness. I think
a bit of it,
in different personalities. But does that mean that one personality is at a disadvantage in life than the other? And therefore there is a general kind of saying, maybe this personality you may not succeed, and this personality they are likely to succeed. Is it the case?
Well, the way to answer that question, really, that's not. It can't be given to one personality over the other. Each personality actually has strengths and weaknesses. Look, people who are melancholists, they really are organized people. You love someone who's scheduled. They know they get their work done. They love the detail of everything. But so there are the very people who keep grudges for a long time.
Yes.
There are people who don't find it easy to forgive. There are people who will. So, a person is a choleric. There are the very people who will annoy others and not care about their feelings, because for them they're trying to achieve their goals and to get to the top. And then they won't mind about, what relationships they will keep or lose in their journey of getting to the top. For them, they will not care. So that one, actually, they are workaholics. The next thing is they're going to actually get, they won't stop working, and actually they will end up with migraines and backaches, and that is what will stop them working, because for them, unless they don't stop until they have to stop. You see, each one of them has, and actually research says that they die early out of those, some of those illnesses.
Yes.
There is...
those are the... there's an image there, and we see the phlegmatic.
Phlegmatic, sounds like he's...
phlegmatic,
that's
the first one.
Looks like, she's looking in a way that is of concern. When you see she's smiling.
The phlegmatic looks like calm, I think.
Yeah,
like calm and reserved and yes, collected.
There are people who normally joke that when someone is putting on specs, they have a vision. But for a melancholic, you see there's a hair band over there.
There's a hair band, like to hold the hair in an ordinary way.
Yes. When they dress, they iron their clothes some way. And actually they are skeptical with everybody, that they don't believe anyone can do the thing the way they do. So some of those.
So
they're careful, they're
careful,
confident, and
I think those are the guys who squeeze a toothpaste from the bottom.
Yes. Now that one can cause trouble in the family. The wife wants you to be using it somewhere, and for you just squeeze it anyhow.
Yes.
So for them, they are high on those things, like I've mentioned. Those are melancholic. Now, we mentioned about their weaknesses.
Yeah, we did.
That, for them, like as we talk, they know how much balance they have on mobile money, in different bank accounts. They know each and everything. They lock the office and keep the keys because they have left their things somewhere. They don't want anyone to come and tamper with them. I just want to ask you this question, Martin. Yes, it's true you've said these are inborn characteristics and God-given. But then I have two questions, but start with our nurturing and the parents. Do they have an impact on a child's personality? Just take an example. You are a sanguine, and maybe your wife is also sanguine, for example. That house will be on fire.
Does it mean that you're going to give birth a sanguine? Secondly, if now the child who is born is more of phlegmatic because the parents are sanguines. Does that mean that it will have a bearing on the child's temperament?
Well, I can't give it necessarily to genes. It goes back to the same questions you asked earlier there about success and achievement. Really, that lies on a lot of factors. There is the environment, there's education, there is the people who nurture you. There's spirituality comes in there. There are very many other factors that come into play for someone to be successful. It cannot necessarily be that because of this particular character trait, this person is likely to be successful. Because there are successful people in all these personality traits. There are just different other factors that contribute to that success. And I mean, a little bit maybe to do the personality, like if someone is hardworking, if, that could be related to, but all people are hardworking in some way. Sanguines are hardworking. If it is a marketing, if it's doing a sales, maybe they may be good at that, but they may not be good at some other things. But each one can work hard in their own personality trait. So same thing with children. Yeah. When children are born, they're born, some of them with different traits. And actually, what I was hoping to maybe make clear out there about this is that these children also actually show these temperaments, these personalities as they are growing up. And parents, because they do not know this, they may think actually there is a problem, yet they're meant to help understand. Teachers could misinterpret these personality traits playing out as children being disobedient, even parents,
being
stubborn, for example,
destructive.
Exactly. For example, a child who asks a lot of questions. Who's so inquisitive, cholerics, or who is melancholic, who doesn't take in something that's not logical. They'll say this child is what, stubborn, is what.
But Keynes.
But the child is actually, those children who have a sharp memory at the local area in the estate. They know everybody's car, the number plate, those who don't wait to tell you a story even they're having food. They want to talk, but then they are eating. Those sanguines, because for them, they want to talk all the time. They want to, they're everywhere in the estate. They know everybody's home. They know every car, the way they hoot different, the way they get when they get.
Yeah.
You could misinterpret this, but actually when you know it, you can be able to know how to help this. There are children like I think like a choleric, like especially children, like as a parent, you go to play at a certain place, maybe at the swimming pool or somewhere, and you tell the child, don't go and swim the other side, it's deep and you may drown. And tells you, Dad, how do you know? And you're asking yourself, how did you even ask? But for them, that's them. You may think they are stubborn, but that's them. That's how maybe you are also. If that's your same personality, that's how you are. Yes, exactly. In meetings at office, in board meetings, that's how you also don't take in anything that someone doesn't back up with the reason or whatever. For them, it must be logical. It must be, explained. It must be making sense. And to them, in that case, you don't just say that and go away with it. Those who organize their toys inside their rooms and in a line, and the big ones and the small ones in an ascending or descending order, and their towel, their bed, and whatever. Almost they want to put a note on the door, knock before you enter.
Wow.
You know them.
And they are melancholic. Speaking about that, there's when comedians, we've seen comedians, but then you've heard comments, people saying that person is a natural comedian. And you see another one is applying kind of learned skills, gained skills, maybe of how to do comedy. But you see another one is just natural. By the time the person stands and is smiling, you are all laughing. But the other one has to kind of following a script or something. I think that relates to now the inborn
to the people's character traits and whatever. And I think there's someone who said that some people, you look at someone is a joke themselves. Look at someone and look like this guy is just a joke.
And you know
like Pimp the Drunk. The guy just shows up on stage and just, this guy is a joke himself. You don't, like even before he does anything, you are already.
I have a friend who tried to start a comedy thing from university.
I should tell you I tried to start sometime, but.
That one also started. And the friends would go to support. He had nice jokes, but you would not laugh. Like,
they're too much. They're so professional.
A comedian.
So by the time he pulls it off, it is.
Yes, but the jokes were there actually. You would say this is the joke. Even some
but
of
the
your
guy
other
was not a
friends
joke himself.
who were watching, when they would retell the same joke,
people would laugh.
Yes, they would laugh. But
himself,
where we were paying, he would not laugh. So the career ended there. He ended up in banking.
Okay.
And I think that
he tells the joke in the bank. The jokes in the bank. Maybe he tells the jokes to the clients and the teller.
Let us try to conclude our show. It has been very interesting in identifying who we are and knowing some of these personality traits. I just want to ask you to give a conclusive remarks.
Time has gone so fast. Maybe to put it in perspective is to say that, I mean, we could talk about these personality traits really if we had more time, more and more. And some of you may have experienced this in a working environment. Maybe you see your children behaving in some of these ways and maybe beat them, or teachers give you comments from school and they may be misinterpreted, you know. Yeah, there are also weaknesses, but there are strengths, and each one of these, as we have talked about, both of them, is to know that each one of us has this. You know, the strengths are everywhere. Everybody can see them. Everybody can capitalize on them to achieve, to do what. But the weaknesses are there, and I've brought out some of them for us to know them and be able to work on them. If you're my uncle and you keep grudges for a long time, you need to be helped to learn how to be able to forgive. If you're choleric and you don't care about relationships, you step on everybody and rubbish everyone down for you to get to the top, for you to get what you want. It is not healthy for you. God has not meant us to. We need each other. If you are phlegmatics and for you fear embarrassment, you don't want to give in support to people out there, it's high time you also started getting out of your comfortable zone and playing in the rough and supporting people. If you are a sanguine and you do all these things and you have your weaknesses of not being able to fulfill your promises, it's high time you also made some changes. If people have told you about some things that you do that are not good, maybe the things you talk about people in a jokey way, in whatever, but may make them feel some way, then it's necessary for you to make some adjustment. And not just talk all the time, because for us we talk all the time and we stop the people who have the points from talking. We make a lot of noise. When you go for a meeting, look for where most noise is concentrated. That's where sanguines are. They talk, all things. We need to listen sometimes. We need to listen sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Martin.
You're welcome.
Really, it has been very helpful in helping us identify ourselves. And like you've really said, knowing some of those traits, where you fall, I think you can make them stronger in your profession.
Yes.
Because you're naturally good at them.
Yes.
So I think that's very, very important. But then also to learn that it's not only one trait that you have. There may be a number of temperaments, only that there's one that measures higher.
One is major and others come in different percentages. Maybe Moses too. Something that's important to say in relationships or in a marriage, at family level with children. Do not try to change these people, to force them to behave the way you want. You behave if you're a melancholy husband and you want your wife to be. Rather help them and appreciate the diversity and the complementary whatever, to show them how they can improve on what their challenges and weaknesses are to be better. But know that you can't change them. Something I thought.
Wow, that's a very interesting. Let us appreciate each other. Let us know that we are unique. But in our uniqueness, together, we can really live a healthy life and maneuver this world together amicably. It has been Martin Amanya and Moses Mugisha. Good to have you on Back to Basics, Monday to Friday, 10 to 11, only on Bethan TV for Health. Have a great night and see you tomorrow, same time.